Hey, so I just wanted to do an update video on where I'm at with the bus now, because quite a bit has happened since the last time. Well, not quite a bit, but a lot more planning has happened since the last time I made a video. So just give you a quick tour of what I'm doing and kind of some of the current projects that I can work on before I clean the floor and move the, well, start doing the pallet wood floor. That's what I've decided. I think I'm going to try to do a pallet wood floor instead of just a normal, snap together floor. So I am keeping the current floor in here because there's nothing wrong with it, and I figure if there's nothing wrong with it, don't rip it up. I mean, it's a perfect moisture barrier. I already know that there's insulation underneath it, so it's just gonna stay. Sorry for the light here. Let's do this. So, here's what I'm working on now. So, let me get this mounted in here on my hand. So there hasn't been a whole lot done in this area. This factory stereo I've decided is going to come out, and I'm going to put some sort of like I'm going to relocate the 12-volt charger into that area, and I'll put maybe like a USB charger there and maybe another voltmeter for my house batteries, considering I've already got a voltmeter for the engine batteries. And for the doghouse, I will probably show like a little video in a minute, but I'm going to build out an entire sort of cockpit enclosure on top of this doghouse that has my cup holders and a couple drawers, along with the mount for the new stereo slash reverse cam thingamabobby. And then this passenger area is going to become sort of a slide out. The toolbox, I'll have a toolbox slash utility area, and the toolbox will slide out into this empty space, and then have toolboxes that I can kind of grab out of the top, so sort of like one of the carpenter toolboxes or whatnot. So all the seats are gone from here. I took this rail off of that area so that I would have accessibility up there. And I'm also going to be putting like a folding jump seat on top of the toolbox, so that if I did have a rider, that they could sit up there and be somewhat comfortable, and then not have to deal with walking around a bar that's there. So as for the passenger compartment, I'm going to be keeping this heater. It works well, and I'll just duct it out. It'll probably be underneath where the kitchen area is going to be. But this back heater is going to come out, and I will likely use the access panel there where the heater hoses are coming up to wire like my reverse lights, and try to wire as many things through either that hole or the other hole that is on the back side here, and just have those be my access ports for the outside. So I'm going to try to leave those as the way to the outside, so I didn't have to make any new holes. Now, as far as the parcel racks go, I've gone ahead and taken all of the reading lights out, all the old speakers out, and what I'll eventually, sorry for the light, but what I'll eventually have to do is underneath here, I'm going to be using this back area, which you probably can't see too well, but there's a good amount of space between the wall and the area back there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut cupboard holes out of this front area of the parcel rack and actually just make a slice right here, and then bring that together and then rewrap that with some of this material from up top here. I'm going to just reuse the carpeting and just kind of wrap that in. Then I'm going to take this board and reuse whatever material I can, but there's enough excess material between all of these things that I can actually build the doors for the cupboard area out of those. So that's the plan with these parcel racks, is to kind of give me more space in the middle by dropping them all the way, all the way back, and then utilizing this excess space back here and just, kind of filling it in. That's some awesome cinematography. Fill that in with boards on the bottom and boards in the back, just some thin board just to kind of give it a cabinet enclosure and call it a day. So then all these tracks came out of the floor. Those are going to stay out of the floor, and they're going to go in to fill in the gaps here where the seats were. So then I can take out the tracks wherever I want to mount something to the wall. I can still fully utilize the rails underneath the pallet wood floor. I just have to make sure that in the pallet wood floor I drill holes and attach them to these, which are the little brackets that hang into the rails, and then I can have both floor or sidewall fixtures that are super strong. So that's just kind of the basics of what's going on right now. I think right up there in those angled spaces, I'm going to put 5x7s because they didn't have any tunes up here for the driver. That's definitely going to be a necessity on the road. So, more later. I'll show you what I'm planning on doing with this stereo up here.